Well, hello everybody. This is Jay with jrweldy.net. Today is June 23rd, Friday, 6:38:39 a.m. And this is my long-term review on the Arlo Pros from Netgear. Um, did a couple videos on them in the past. If you haven't seen them, basically went online to eBay, purchased them from the Best Buy store online from eBay, got them home, set them up, which is a fairly painless process of just pushing a couple buttons, getting the base station on your network, and a couple more buttons to get your cameras synced with the base station. And it went through a process of firmware upgrades. I put them around where I wanted them, and I basically wanted to have them all inside, so I didn't have. They are weatherproof, but I kind of thought, well, they're expensive, and I'll put them in inside the window units of my trailers here, and have them point out and pick up motion, which was a horrible idea because evidently the glass breaks the process of motion sensing, number one. Number two is when it got dark, there was a lot of reflection on the glass, and pretty much the cameras couldn't see outside. So I went ahead and revamped my process, did put two outside, one at the front door and one at the back door, and but I'm getting ahead of myself. So did the firmware upgrades on everything and went ahead to bed that night and said, you know what, I'm going to reboot this unit just to um, have everything nice and clean after these firmware upgrades. Went to bed, got up the next morning and realized that none of the cameras were attached to the base station. Packed it all up, took it back to the Best Buy, well, called Best Buy, um, called Netgear first. They went through it and said, probably have a faulty base station, take it back to where you purchased it. And they were very helpful in getting all the information together for me. So I called Best Buy online, technical support, went through the process of what happened with them. They looked up the numbers for me, got all the information, emailed me that information. I printed it out. No, actually, I put it on my cell phone, my iPhone, and packed everything up, went back to Best Buy. They replaced the whole unit, cameras and all. Very nice about everything. It couldn't have been better. Brought it back, hooked it all up again, moved the cameras outside, put a camera in my living room, in the hallway, in my office here, and it has been working flawlessly ever since. I set up a custom mode for night mode, which just turns the outside cameras on motion. The speakers are the audio on them are outstanding, and there is two-way audio, but I haven't been able to get it to work on my iPhone to be able to talk to somebody that's in the living room. It just is laggy, doesn't really work, but it does pick up the audio of the camera from the microphone really, really well. And we're looking at one live image here, and I did turn off the audio. And there's a zoom functionality here that you can zoom in and out, and then use your mouse to navigate around. Picture quality, whoop, there's a birdie. Picture quality is less than stellar on Zoom, so you have to keep that in mind. And now my browser's locked up. There we go. Great. I crashed Safari. I'm going to continue on with this video, however. We'll do a force quit. Okay. We'll open that back up. I don't think that has anything to do with the Arlos or the base station. I run preview builds of Mac OS on this, and every time I do an update to the next beta release, it gets all funky on me. So here's the back camera. Yesterday, it sent me an email telling me I needed to put it on charge. So I got out, pulled it down, and put it on the included charger. And it probably took less than an hour to fully charge the battery. And they're new batteries, so I understand that they'll probably take longer at some point in time to charge, but does a really fast charge on it. What we're looking at is a web interface. I use primarily geofencing mode with my iPhone, so when I leave, it automatically turns all the cameras on for motion, and when I come home, it disengages all of them. And you know, I'm thrilled with it, to be honest. I had to think a little differently because I come from a background where security cameras are recording live all the time, and these don't do that. They record on motion or sound or other triggers. I know that some of the higher end security cameras will have tag lines or fence lines. There's probably a technical term for it, where you can go into the setup for the individual camera and draw a line across. So if something, and that's an imaginary line, if something breaks that line, then it triggers the camera to record. And that would kind of really be nice, built into the software of the Arlo. All four of these cameras are wireless, and they have, from what I understand, a 300-yard range from the base station, which is not bad. 300 yard, it could be foot. Not quite sure, but I'm certainly within that range. I'm about, all four of my cameras are about 60 feet from the base station, and some of them are literally right on top of them. The siren is so loud that your dog will probably have a heart attack if it goes off, so I never turn the siren on. I have alerts to go to email and my iPhone and iPad. Great night vision capability on this front camera. This front camera here, I have right in front of it, about 10 feet, 15 feet from the camera itself, I do have a motion sensor LED that goes off at night if somebody comes into the driveway. The camera is very quick to stabilize between night vision and a higher light level. It really doesn't wash it out. The only negative that I have about the system is lag. Once there is motion detected, it usually takes 3 or 4 seconds to start recording from that alert of motion. And may not be a big thing, or it may be a big thing. Who knows? That 3 seconds, if something crashes into your house or lands in your backyard, or somebody comes around and tries to do something with the camera, that 3 seconds could catch the image that could put that person in jail or record an event that would go viral on YouTube. So that's my only real concern. My back camera was blazing through battery because I had a limb that was just on the periphery of the left side of the camera, and that limb was triggering motion on the camera all the time. So I was probably charging that camera for every couple weeks. It is gone. That limb is gone now. I went out and cut it down yesterday. But all in all, I think these, for the money that you pay, I think I paid online $500 and some odd for 4 cameras and the base station. It is certainly worth the money. Base station build quality is not superb, um, you know, the actual case, but the cameras are built outstandingly. They certainly put the bulk of their research development money in those cameras. They're very beautiful camera design, and they certainly do what they're designed to do. Um, I had somebody come up to the front door the other day while I was at work. I got an alert on my phone. I logged onto the camera on the phone and saw that person walking around a little bit and then walking away. It looked like it was a door-to-door salesperson type of thing, you know, Jehovah Witness, maybe, you know, something like that. Um, I've got my motion sensing turned down because I do live on a rather busy roadway out front here. It doesn't look like it at this point in time, but during the day there's a lot of traffic, and it was picking up every car or big truck going by. So I turned it back a little bit and played with motion sensing, walking around with the iPad to see when it picked me up. So now the motion sensing is right at the back of my Toyota Prius there, where right at the back quarter panel. If somebody comes into the driveway, it definitely starts recording. And same with the front camera. The geofencing works great. Of course, again, now full screen is messing with Safari on my iMac. Um, my dog normally, when I'm out at work, will stay in the bedroom, lay on the bed, and not move all day. But when she does go out in the living room, I get an alert and I can see what she's doing in the living room, whether she's barking at somebody at the door, etc. So at any event, I'm very happy with them. I'm going to go ahead and